Data loss isn't just frustrating, it can be costly. Whether it is accidental deletion, system failure, or migration gone wrong, having an automated backup system in place can save teams from downtime and disruption. And that is exactly where Vultr Block Storage comes to rescue. With built in support for continuous read and write operation, scalable storage volume, and compatibility across multiple formats, it helps automate file and data backups reliably and securely. Hello everyone, I'm Sanskriti Harmuk, a developer relations at Vultr, and in today's Tech Talk, we will break down what Vultr Block Storage is, why automating backups matters, explore key use cases, look at some benefits, and finally, we'll walk through a solid hands on demo of setting up automatic file backups. So, without any further ado, let's dive right in. Vultr Block Storage is a high performance storage solution built for flexibility. It supports both HDD and NVMe options so that you can scale based on your speed and cost needs. It is compatible with various file system and storage formats, allowing seamless integration with existing applications and workflows. And most importantly, it supports continuous read and write operation, making it ideal for automating your backup pipelines without interruption. Manual backups leave too much room for errors and missed schedules. With automatic backups, you can continuously replicate your data, reduce human dependency, and build resilience in your systems. It also enables basic version control for files, meaning you can restore earlier versions when needed. And when system fails, you're not starting from scratch because you already have clean recovery points in place. Now, let's talk about what you get when backups just work the way they should. First, there's a massive reduction in the risk of data loss. Second, you gain the ability to recover data at specific points in time, making rollback and debugging easier. You also reduce file transfer error compared to manual setup. And with enhanced version control, you can recover the exact version of a file based on backup dates without the overhead of manually tracking every change. These backup flows can fit into a wide range of real world scenarios. For example, you can replicate files in real time for sync across environment. You can also use them during data migration, especially when shifting between cloud infrastructure or local systems. CI/CD pipelines can backup, test, or build artifacts automatically, whereas disaster recovery operations can rely on these backups to bring critical systems back online quickly. Now that we have explored how Vultr Block Storage can automate and secure your backups, it's time to finally see it in action. In this live demo, Humphrey will walk us through the full workflow from deploying and attaching a Vultr Block Storage volume, backing up files, and automating those backups using cron to simulating a disaster and recovering your data on a new instance. So let's jump in to gain the full experience.
Hello there. Welcome to this demo. My name is Humphrey Pyre and I am a developer architect here at Vultr. In today's Tech Talk, we'll go right into the process of automating backups with Vultr Block Storage. So, to deploy Vultr Block Storage volumes, if you'd like to deploy a new one, you simply go to the Vultr customer portal, click Block Storage under the Cloud Storage group right here, and select your desired volume type. For my case, I have an existing volume that is attached to my existing cloud compute instance, and it's an NVMe storage volume. So NVMe is a high performance volume and offers faster read and write speeds. So if you like to deploy a volume of your choice, you simply have to select the volume type, select the storage location, specify the size, enter a label, and click Add Object Storage. As soon as you attach a volume to your existing cloud compute instance, all you need to do is follow this block storage volume information steps right here to actually mount the volume on your particular instance. For my case, I have already attached a volume to my instance, and by following these steps, I have mounted the volume to the mount block storage directory. So if we just go into my SSH terminal right here to verify this, you can see that I have the mount block storage directory right here. And if I list block devices attached to this particular instance, you can see that I have formatted VDB1 as per the instructions, and you can see that the mount point is mount block storage. So this means we can start using this Vultr block storage volume in the same way we would be able to actually use the main storage volume right here, which is the VDA volume. So the block storage volume starts with VDB, and if you add any more volumes here, they will be incremented with any other incremental numbers such as VDC, VDD, depending on how many volumes you actually attach here. So right now on this particular instance, I am running a very simple web server, which is Nginx, and I am pushing a custom index.html file. So this HTML file is in the var.dub HTML directory. And if we just navigate back into my web browser to actually see this application, you can see that upon reload using my server IP, it's a very simple greetings from Vultr message on this particular web application. And now what we need to do is go ahead and actually make use of our block storage volume right here, which is called my storage, and be able to use it for automatic backups. So to use automatic backups, you can use any compatible Linux command such as copy, move, or even go ahead and use file mirroring tools like rsync that help you to actually ensure that all new files to any directory are automatically added to your Vultr block storage volume. And in this case, let's go ahead and use rsync to perform file mirroring from my existing web applications directory to my Vultr block storage volume directory, which is the mount point of mount block storage. So if I navigate back to the SSH terminal right here, and let's just switch into this mount block storage volume. And by switching into it, what we're going to do is that we need this entire directory to copy the files with rsync. So if we clear this screen a little bit and just list files in my block storage volume, you can see that I do not have any files here. And what we're going to do is that we're going to copy all our core web application files to this particular block storage volume. And to do that with rsync, all we need to do is install rsync. For instance, I'm using Ubuntu. On Ubuntu, if rsync is not installed, you simply need to use apt and install rsync. If it's already installed, it will only check for the newest version if it's available. And now let's use rsync. As you can see in my particular command, that I am copying files from the var.dub, and let's just add the HTML tag here. And let's just add these files to the root of my block storage volume. So if I press enter here, you can see that all new files have been sent to this particular block storage volume, but it's in the root directory. So to organize your directories better, we can create a very simple directory such as backup and move this index.html files to the backup directory right here. So this will ensure that your block storage volume is actually clean and you can easily access these files whenever you need them. So just like this, we have performed a manual backup. How you actually go ahead and automate this backup is by creating a new cron job entry right here. So what we're going to do is that we're going to copy this very command right here. So if I just go ahead and open cron tab E to use any default text editor, and let's just go ahead and use nano. And right in here, we only need to specify a few cron tasks that we actually need to run. So if we just navigate down to the bottom of this file and paste in my cron entry here, and then save and close this file. So to just get an depth of what this particular command will do, you can say that the cron format is minute, hour, day of month, the day of week, and the month itself together with the command. So this is our command, and we want this to run at every minute of every hour on each and every day of the month and each day of the week. So what this will do is that it will run this command each and every minute using our user. So if we close this, and now let's just do one thing. Since we have automated this to run every after a minute, let's switch to the var.dub directory right here. And let's actually create a new file such as style.css, which may store our style sheet files. Let's also create another file like script.js. And now let's just grant our user full privileges to these files, or let's just change the mode on these files to 755 in order to make sure that our user can actually move these files. And let's also change for the script here. So now that we have added new files to this directory, remember we have a cron entry that actually checks this directory at every minute and ensures that it copies any new files from here to our block storage volume. So if we list files in the block storage directory right here, which is the mount point, and just go to the backup directory here, you can see that the files are actually already there. So just to verify that indeed automatic backup is working, let's remove all these files in this directory. So if we clear this directory a little bit, let's just use the global character to remove only the files that are in the directory, and let's just list the directory again, you can see that it's empty, but if we refresh this every after a minute, new files will be added, meaning even if we lose the files in our destination, rsync is automatically pushing files to this particular directory. If we just list this one more time and see, you can see that the files are now here. So just like this, you can see that we did remove the files from the block storage volume, but after a while, our cron intro was working quite well and we actually recovered the files. So in this case, we have automated the backup process right from a manual backup to automatic backups. What this helps you is that in case anything happens to this cloud compute instance, I can simply copy these files, or I can simply recover these files from this particular block storage volume and recover them to the destination instance and be able to actually access these files again.
To wrap things up, we have seen how Vultr Block Storage support automated backups with high-performance I/O, flexible file system support, and real-time recovery, helping reduce data loss, enable version control, and improve operational continuity across environments. If you would like to implement this setup on your infrastructure, you can get started by provisioning a Vultr Block Storage volume and configuring your backup workflow. To make this even easier, create an account using the promo code attached in the description below to receive a $250 worth of free credits. Thank you so much for joining this Tech Talk. We hope this walkthrough helps you set up a safer, faster, and smarter backup with Vultr.